Welcome back to episode 694 of the Felix Bow Show, aka Young Lil Big World. I'm your host, Felix Bow, aka Young Lil. We have our lovely producer over here, Sandra, my lovely girlfriend and wife, who is the brains behind the operation. We can start out, tell you a little bit more about myself. So, I come from a long line of George Washingtons. And Betsy Ross's, and there's a few Rosa Parks, about third generation American, um, Italian heritage. Most people don't know George Washington was actually Italian. Um, the reason being, or for example, really, George Washington crossed the Delaware on the night of Christmas to give the Brits what they had coming. Christopher Columbus, also Italian, crossed the Atlantic Ocean to give the Indians what they had coming too. It's a little known fact. Um, Grew up in the Northeast, much like George Washington, and originally from New Jersey, home of the Guinea Wop Crusade was my high school mascot, the Guinea Wops, and I went through the same high school and middle school as my father, his father, and his father before that. Before that, they were in Italy, and grew up fishing, wanting to hunt, grew up explaining why fishing is just as cool as hunting. You know, um, One of those things, kind of like how skiers have to always tell snowboarders that skiing is just as cool as snowboarding. I promise, bro. It's fine. One of those deals. Didn't do a whole lot of skiing growing up. Did a little bit. Over to the Poconos. What's that mountain? Red Mountain. I think they've got Hunchback Mountain over there too. Maybe Camelback. Going over like once a year, twice a year, explaining to all the snowboarders that I was skiing and that I'm cool too. So, originally from South Jersey, went over to Philadelphia to go to school, hang out with the mobsters and the lobsters, and, all that fun stuff, and kind of studied business. And my producer's telling me to tell you what the podcast is about off camera. So let me tell you what this podcast is about. Tell you what you're in for. You're in for modern takes on pop culture. You're in for the analysis of modern science, cutting edge technology. You're in for discourse on scripture, whether it be from the Indian scriptures about Buddha, whether it be Christian scriptures. You're in for a long ride about my life, about the life of a young American in the Northeast, the takes about George Washington's lineage, absolutely. But most importantly, you're in for a good time. So, that's what's going on here. I guess we'll kick this thing off. We got the election coming up in, what's today? The second? 3 hours. Is it the fourth? It's the third. So election day is the 5th, I think, Wednesday. So make sure you go out and vote because your vote matters. People, you got to understand that people fought and died for our right to vote. And democracy doesn't work without voters. So unless you have a good reason to not vote, then you should probably go vote. So I don't care who you vote for because at the end of the day, I agree, it probably doesn't matter. I think Kamala's probably going to rig the election anyway, but I digress. So November 5th, some people are taking off work for it. Some people aren't. I'm just going to go after work. Going to go vote after work. It's up to you to guess who I'm voting for. Tell you right now that I might write in Mickey Mouse. I think Mickey Mouse. Hey, babe, am I looking up how many votes Mickey Mouse gets every year? A lot of people vote for Mickey Mouse every year. It's a large percentage, like 1% of people write in Mickey Mouse. And 1% of America, I mean, America's what, 600 million people? That would be 6 million people writing in Mickey Mouse. We get any results on Mickey Mouse? Mickey Mouse might be president one day. I think he's probably got more legitimate votes than Biden got 4 years ago, but Who knows? That's just conspiracy. So maybe we'll write in Mickey Mouse. We do know that he's not getting crazy private funding. We do know Mickey Mouse is he's running a fully funded campaign. Here's why you should go out and vote for Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is not paid for by private companies. Mickey Mouse doesn't care if you got vaccinated or not. Mickey Mouse has been supporting the middle class for over a century. Mickey Mouse doesn't see color. He just cares about the American. Mickey Mouse entertained America for decades, centuries. Mickey Mouse, all the way back to Steamboat Mickey, he was a frontier in America. And now fast forward to 2024, Mickey Mouse runs, great businessman. It'd be great for the economy. He's been running Disney World and Disneyland for how long? Disney is a entertainment conglomerate. So if there's someone you can trust the country well, trust the country with well, it would definitely be Mickey Mouse. Lord knows we're not going to lose money. I don't know the last time Disney World lost money. Maybe during COVID, and even still, they kept their tax advantages in Florida despite DeSantis's efforts to take away their tax advantages in Florida. But so Mickey Mouse could be a good vote. When you think about it, you know, what are the things he stands for? What are his platforms? Platforms one, taking care of Americans' youth. So America has a problem right now with our youth, where there's a mental health crisis. SSRIs are more prescribed now than they were ever in the past. I got a friend who just went to the doctor. Something was wrong with his balls, and they tried to prescribe him an SSRI and sleep medicine to go to bed at night. That's fucked up. Mickey Mouse don't want that. Mickey Mouse wants your kids to be entertained. He wants your kids to be in school. Look, Mickey Mouse Playhouse. Come on now. The lessons that they teach. So Mickey Mouse obviously cares about American youth. So that's one of his platforms. Another platform of Mickey Mouse's is good trade agreements. We already talked about him being a good businessman. So Mickey Mouse got 1.1 thousand write-in votes alone in Orange County, just one county. Orange County, New York, or California? Orange County, California. 1.1 thousand votes. That's bonkers. That's about the amount of people in my town that I grew up in, was about 1.1 thousand people. A full town voted for Mickey Mouse. He's got the support. He just doesn't have the private funding to campaign as well as Donald Trump or Kamala. So get out there and vote. Mickey Mouse is. Okay. So where did we leave off? Right, cares about the kids. Other platform would be good business. So Disney World or Disney in general, has been producing blockbuster films, has had ridiculous amount of attendees in their parks, and what rumor has it that they are even part of the current spice trade right now, getting in chamomile from India or cardamom from Pakistan right now. They're getting in a lot of money, not losing a lot of money either. Yeah, sure, maybe they pay a lawsuit here or there. Yeah, sure, maybe they had a penis in the Little Mermaid's castle on the cover of their VHS film. Yeah, but like their who hasn't had their own share of bad things, that they've done. It's all part of just becoming a person, right? At the end of the day, that's what Mickey Mouse is. He's just a person. Person that cares about your kids, person that wants to run America. What else does Mickey Mouse stand for? Stands for, you know what? He stands for the future of America. He stands for hope, really. Who has hope, right? I'll tell you right now, the poor and the middle class, some say that's all they got. I was walking through a trailer park the other day, and there was nothing but hope. Trailer parks, there was people cleaning them, trying to get out. There was a Mickey Mouse poster. They love Mickey Mouse. So, stands for hope as well. So those are the big three. So get out and vote. You know, Trump, Kamala, and Mickey Mouse. But that brings us to our second topic. Babe, what did I put? What did I write down on the doc for the second topic? Had election. Oh yeah, Jesus was a mushroom. So here's the thing: that much like Mickey Mouse, Jesus was a good person. And I don't know if you know about Amanita muscaria mushrooms, but it's basically the Mario mushroom, the red one with the white stalk and white buttons on the hat of the mushroom. That it's a psychedelic mushroom, and there's rumors that Santa Claus is actually a mushroom. Rumors that Jesus Christ is actually a mushroom. So in this case, we are here because that mushroom, right? It's depicted in all different ways. There's depictions from like 300 BC in, I believe it was Syria at the time, of the tree that Satan was in, where Adam and Eve had taken the apple from. But depictions of that tree actually being a mushroom. And, so maybe at the time, it's a sort of pattern that you're seeing. You're seeing it there. You're seeing it in Santa Claus's red costume with white beard and white button at the top. You're seeing depictions of Jesus dating back to like 10 AD of him performing miracles where he's wearing white and his halo's red and there's white dots. It's something to really think about because these mushrooms grow in areas where there's a lot of deer, there's a lot of people eating them. So think back to Santa and his reindeer, right? So people would eat these mushrooms, and in the snowy plains of what is it, Norway, where these mushrooms grow in the snowy plains of Norway. One of the only ways you can get around is through sleigh, a reindeer led sleigh. So you've got these mushrooms growing under pine trees in a symbiotic relationship, right? And you've got people going around in sleighs with deer. The deer are eating the mushrooms. The people are eating the mushrooms. If I'm tripping in a house and there's a motherfucker riding a sleigh led by 8 deer, and the dude's wearing a red jacket, and I've got my mushrooms, it might look like that sleigh is flying, right? So we're talking about in Norway now. We're talking about an area where there could be 10, 12 feet of snow. I don't know about you, but my front door is not 10 or 12 feet high. Can't get out of that bitch. So the only way that you could really enter and exit homes is through the chimney because the snow's so high. So next thing you know, you got a motherfucker riding around on a sleigh, led by reindeer, coming in, dropping off mushrooms. You can maybe see him out the window when he leaves, and you're tripping, riding off in his sleigh. It's going to look like he's flying. So, long story short, Santa was a mushroom. Fast forward, Jesus was a mushroom. I mean, it makes so much sense. All the signs were there. Mushrooms have been around for a long time. So, how much time we have, babe? We had like 15 minutes, 14 minutes. Let's tell you about it this one more time about mushrooms. So, you got portobellos, you got magic mushrooms, psilocybin mushrooms, Macadamia muscaris mushrooms. You've got all the different kinds of mushrooms. They've been around for a long time, so it's definitely worth looking into. But yeah, I would say that's about it for today. Just wanted to give you something special, give you a little treat. This is what we're doing here on the top podcast in the world. People have been reaching out, asking where the next episode is. You can find us here on Spotify. You can find us on Apple Music. Find us on YouTube. Pretty soon we'll have our Patreon up. Visit the Felix Bow Show for merch and stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks.
Yay!